All right, welcome to tonight's live, everyone. I am going to give it just a few minutes and we are going to jump right into things. I am excited about what is going on tonight. All right, all right. Let's get this moved out the way. Welcome in, everyone, to tonight's live. My name is Ken, your Thrifty Apprentice. Hello. I am so glad for everyone who decided to come and stop by tonight. We're going to get started in just a few seconds. Um, Start with some comment checking. Hello. Ladies, how are you all doing? Welcome in to tonight's live. I'm glad you decided to stop by. Um, all right. Let me see if I can get this positioned a little bit better here. And then, okay, so we are going to be covering quite a few things tonight. I do definitely want to get around to starting a urban sketch that I've already transferred into my sketchbook with you guys. But before I do that, I want to kind of go over some things. I'm going to actually do a mini haul. I'm going to show you guys some things that have come into the studio that will be coming out in some upcoming videos in the near future. Um, I'm going to be showing you some things that I've been working on in the background, and then we also are going to eventually get around to announcing a giveaway. Hello, welcome in. I'm so glad you ladies. Oh, look at we're gonna have a full house before it's over with. You watch what I tell you. You watch. I'm really excited. I'm going to jump right into showing you all a mini haul. Now, these are things that have come into the studio from wonderful viewers like yourself. I just have to say that I am so dramatically touched by the thrifty community and just the support that you guys give the channel. You give Facebook, you give Instagram. And I understand that it's not a huge community, but I feel like it's a huge community because of all of the, kind of like the love I can feel radiating. Um, some of you guys have really kind of gone above and beyond and have been so gracious to actually send things into the studio for reviewing and testing. And I just have to tell you, my socks have been blown off. So let's just jump right into this. So first things first, I opened a package and there was some drawing gum, basically masking fluid. And of course, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I don't typically use masking fluid. I'm one of those leave the white of the paper or use something like a gel pen or a white acrylic paint pen, an opaque colored pencil. I tend to, use techniques like that versus using a masking fluid. However, I have decided in an upcoming video I am going to give this a go. I feel like there's a first time for everything, and as artists, we have to continue to push ourselves and try new things in order to truly learn and grow. So, watching for Missouri, hello Penny, welcome Missouri. That's definitely outside of Texas. It's definitely outside of Texas. I am so glad that you were able to join tonight. Say hello. Please feel free to talk amongst yourselves, discuss things. If you have a question, let me go ahead and ask you to do this. Please put a question mark before and after the question because I'm going to be talking back and forth between things that I'm doing in front of the camera versus trying to check the screen for comments, kind of in the flow of the video. So if you have any questions, just drop a question mark before and after, and that's going to help me out a lot. Appreciate you. So I recently bought a bottle of it. Masking fluid. I liked it. Okay, cool. I hope I like it as well. I'm definitely going to give it a try. I've never, and I do mean never ever, have I? Y'all remember that game? Depending on how old you are, you may remember that game. Never ever have I. Never ever have I used masking fluid. So I'm really excited about that. Recently, I opened a package that came in the mail, and this one was a Etsy package. And I'm not sure if I've shown this. I may have shown this maybe in the last live. But this is a really cute little mini glitter watercolor set. It is absolutely cute as a button. It comes with this little swatching card, and it has 4 shells on it and the name of all of the paints. And they sort of have this celestial name going on with the set, which I find, of course, absolutely amazing because you guys know I'm a Trekkie and a nerd, and I love fantasy, mystical, magical power, flying through space, diving in water type stuff. Yeah. So, anyway, look at this. Is that not gorgeous? So the paints are hand poured into these beautiful little shells for the half pan. And then it's glued to a magnet to make it stay in this little container. I just think that is so gorgeous. It is absolutely adorable. I didn't know what to do with myself. You remember, do you guys know, like on the color pencil videos, I be telling you my hands are like naturally ordered. Can you, I don't know if you can see that, but my hands have started to sweat for absolutely no reason. I do not know what that's about. All right, I have to wipe my hands, forgive me there. So, yes, but I just think that is absolutely amazing. Is there a link to purchase them? I do not know if I have a link. They were a gift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go search and do some research, especially by the time I get around to reviewing any of these products. I'm definitely, of course, I'll try to provide as many resources as I can with all of my videos. With that being said, I will definitely be providing a link when I get around to the little video that I do with these. I think it's so adorable. And then there was this little addition of some swatches inside the tin of some other little samples. So I'm sure the person that makes these sells other colors. So I'm just gonna go kind of explore. I haven't really gotten to explore any of this stuff yet. I'm kind of sharing a lot of it actually for the very first time with you guys. All I've really done is open up open the packages and kind of put them all in a box to the side. All right. So next up, there was a book that came into the studio by Claudia Nice, and I actually had this on my artist wish list. And a lot of the products that I'm going to show you came off of the artist wish list. And I First of all, thank you so much, guys, for that suggestion. Honestly, in all of the time I was on YouTube, I've never thought about that. So I appreciate the suggestion, and boy, has it been used. So this was one of the products that came in. This is a pen and ink with watercolor, painting in nature, kind of step-by-step guidance book. I haven't had the chance to read much of it, and I'm going to be doing quite a few book reviews this year on just books that are about art, especially things that are about water soluble, from the transparent all the way up throughout the opaque into the gouache realm. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading and research. This is probably going to be one of the first ones I get to, simply because it's definitely more along my style of creation, which is pen and ink. So I just think that's so cool. I was really excited about that just yesterday, or maybe the day before. The package with these brushes came in. This was, or should I say these are Artigra brushes. And so they're like this, pretty long handled synthetic squirrel. Beautiful brush. It really is. I'm really interested in trying it. Have no earthly idea who sent these. Some of the packages come with um, like little cards in it letting you know who they're from, or that this is a gift to you from me, but this was one of the products that didn't. There was nothing in the envelope other than the brushes. So, whomever you were, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. We're going to give these a whirl a go, and I will be letting you know what I think of them. Check the comment section real quick, guys. See, greeting artists, and others just an inspiring sci-fi writer here to say hello. Hello, aspiring sci-fi writer. I love that. Tammy, oh, so Tammy, you're in Kentucky. I never knew that. I thought, I kind of always wanted to come to Kentucky. I've seen some like documentaries of some of the countryside there, and I thought that what I saw was pretty beautiful. And I think that it would be such a nice place to kind of paint outside. Let's see. Is there a link to purchasing it? We read that. What's the brand? I was giving let me see. What's the brand for? But when you're left-handed, just covering graphite somehow, I can understand that. Yeah. Do you excuse me? As far as your arm getting covered in graphite, do you like put something down under your arm, like maybe a piece of paper or a cloth or something over the surface of your work where you already work? That way you kind of won't smudge. That was a habit I had to get into when I first started using colored pencils. Um, because again, my hands get naturally oily, so I'll smudge a lot. Yeah, it is a nice book, Penny. I think so. I think so as well. The brushes work. The brushes are nice. I mean, they're and the thing about them is, excuse me, I know the price of them already, because I added them to the wish list. So I was really surprised at it's light, but it doesn't feel cheap. If that makes any sense, I don't know if that makes sense. It's a light brush, but it doesn't feel like a cheap brush. Okay, so let's move on. One of my favorite things, and I'm going to tell you guys the truth right off right now. Like, I almost tripped over, if you could see the way my living room is set up. When I opened the package that had this in it, I literally almost tripped over um, one of the futons in my living room. So, Amy, I just have to tell you, other than just telling you that I love you, like, I almost had a catastrophe when I opened the envelope and I saw the portable painter. Thank you so much. I can't even tell you, I feel like it was an early birthday gift. My birthday is coming up May 6th. So I felt like this was an early birthday gift. I've already kind of done a video where I showed this, on the channel, where we were putting together the kind of plein air painting on the go little kits. But this is the portable painter. In case you don't know what this is, it is a all-in-one, self-contained portable painter. I mean, you get a palette. The palette encasing comes off and turns into two cups for the side, which you can put, clean water in one side and use the other side to rinse with. I was already in love from that idea alone. So then the little painter opens up, and if you are a fan of Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, you've probably seen this before, which is totally okay. But I'm still excited for me. For me. I think it is so cool. I cannot wait. Let me tell you. I don't even know what I'm putting in it. I really don't. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm putting in it. I may turn it into like a studio palette for on the go. So it may have like different things in it. Or I may put Mission Gold pure pigment paints in it. I don't know. Or maybe I'll mix Mission Gold with PWC in it. Hmm. I think I like that idea. I think I like that idea. But anyway, look, isn't that amazing? Excuse me. Sorry, a little froggy on the throat there. Um, and the half pans will come out. I don't know why I can't get one out at the moment. Well, now, shoot me yesterday. Can you guys hear the rain? Like, it is really Okay, anyway, the half pans come out. I have absolutely no idea why I can't get one out right now. It's simply because I am filming and I am live. I know that's what it is. But they come out. So you can put the paint directly into the molded tray and just take the half pans out and use the half pans for something else if we want to. Or you can fill the half pans. That way you can switch colors in and out as you choose. And like I said, you have water here and water here. And I love it. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much. I am going to put that to good use. Good use. I promise I am. And of course, it comes with like 3 water brushes, which I have a million of those things. Different sizes, variations. Lindsay actually just did a video the other day on water brushes, which I thought was pretty cool. Excuse me. All right. If I don't hurry up, this is going to be too long of a live. So next up, we have Shinhan Professional Designers. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, friends. I have no idea. Again, it's only because we're live. This gouache set I am super excited about. As you know, I am a huge Shinhan fan. I love Shinhan Professional watercolors. I love Shinhan PWC watercolors. So this was just the natural next step in supporting, that brand. I can't wait to crack these open. It feels so heavy. There's so much paint in here, it's ridiculous. Like, there are 12, 15 milliliter tubes in here. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I just want you to see how much paint is actually in this whole box. It's pretty bad right now. Okay, let's see here. I'll check the comments in just a second, friends. Okay, look at that. Look at those tubes. Yep, love it. Look how much paint that is. Hopefully these are going to be really good paints. I can't wait to get around to using them. I just want you guys to see how big those tubes actually were. So thank you very much for that gift, my friend. Something else that recently came, and this one again, I showed this in the live on Patreon. I'm really going to be combining this down with the other granulating watercolors I have. But this is Genze's granulating colors. It's 5 colors plus one empty full pan. It looks like it's going to be a pretty cool set. The colors look really rich. And again, if you followed me for a while, you know I am. Can I get a box open to save my life tonight? Here we go. I am a Genze fan. Seriously. Love their pan size. Do. So this is the Aurora set. It's Aurora red, pink, orange, blue, and violet. And these are granulating colors. And they've expanded their overall range by adding these colors. I'm not sure if this is the complete set, but I'm excited to use those. So they're going to be mixed into the other granulating watercolors that I have. We'll be giving those a whirl. I have okay, my friends. I am so sorry. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I had no idea that we were frozen, so we had a national weather warning in my area because the weather is pretty bad here right now. Um, so I am so sorry about that. Hopefully, you guys are hanging on for me. Let me check the comment section really quickly. so I can see where we are. I read it. Okay, so I'm just trying to catch up and see if I missed any questions. Um, I don't think I have missed any questions. Oh, thank you so much for the love, girlfriend. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You know, I want to give you a great big hug if I ever get a chance to meet you. So, here, speaking of great big hug, is a this one. I don't know who sent this one. I honestly don't. I think this is another one that did not have a name attached to it. Um, but it is a watercolor pad, of course. It's medium grain, um, 300 GSM, so it's 140 pounds. It's A5 size. So I'm really curious to give this a try. It says 100% something, and then it cuts off in the description. And I'm not sure if it says 100% cotton on here, maybe in some of the Chinese characters. So I'm going to use a translator as I get into using it. Which brings me to this one, which I know exactly where it came from. And I've already actually used one of the pages here. It's come off. You guys will get to see that later on in videos coming up. But and from the first use of this, I like it. It's 100% cotton. It's Fumui artist grade watercolor paper. It is 20 sheets. It's on a block, and of course I love myself a block to prevent from having to tape down any paper. I love myself a good block. And like I said, I've used the first sheet, and it was good. It was. It's a fine grain. Of course, it's a cold press, so it has a bit of a texture to it, right? But it's not super toothy. But it was toothy enough to got some residue there. It was toothy enough to grab to do what I needed it to do. I think hmm, the jury's still out on it, but we're gonna all of these. I think what I'm gonna do instead of doing like individual paper reviews is like do one massive video about watercolor paper, um, and just kind of talk about some different brands, different grades in that video that way. Because with me being down to only releasing 2 YouTube videos a week now versus 3, I really have to spread out, not spread out. I'm sorry. I really have to condense a lot of ideas I would have had for different videos into one and kind of streamline them. So we'll see. More paper. This is the lay flat, and I'm really excited about using this. I've always wanted a journal design specifically to lay flat. Now this one is the mixed media. This is mixed media paper, recycled and acid free. Something else I was really excited about. I'm really hoping that this is a good paper because if it is, it's going to become a staple. Simply because I'm completely into what they are promoting with this type of paper. I really am. So I'm gonna give that a whirl. We'll be talking about that. Next up, we have something else that I was super excited about. The Mission Gold Silver Class watercolor paint set. Now, if you're not familiar, you know that Mission Gold, well, I'm sorry, hold on, let me back that all up. This is the Magello Mission Silver Class student grade paint. If you know, my favorite professional paint is the Magello Mission Gold professional line of paints. I'm really crazy about their pure pigment paints. And I've been really excited about getting this set. it was really hard to find, in all honesty. I happened to run across it on Amazon one day, so I added it to the wish list. And I really wasn't sure how long it would stick around before they pulled it again. But lo and behold, it showed up at the door, and I am extremely excited and humbled with gratitude for all of these things. I can't even, I can go on and ramble and put together a bunch of words to try to express it, but all I can tell you is that this kind of stuff makes my heart hurt in a good way. Like, it beats at real crazy, funny rhythms, but in a good way. So thank you all so very much. Last thing I want to share with you is the Windsor and Newton Artisan Water Mixable Oil Set. Yes, friends, it is finally about to happen. I am finally about to break into water mixable oils. Now, let's make no mistake. I have absolutely no idea what I am doing when it comes to oil paints. But you best believe I'm going to give it the best possible effort that I can. So I'm going to be using it off screen, off camera first in the background to get some practice with it. And then I will be, bringing it on camera and sharing it with you guys. But look at this. Look at these paint tubes. This is ridiculous. They are huge, enormous, huge, enormous. They are. Look at that. It is, how much paint is in here? 37 milliliters per tube. So I'm really excited to give these a shot, give these a try. I probably am going to watch a video or two from some more seasoned oil painters, actually from any oil painter, because I use oil pastels. I love oil pastels, but this is something that I've wanted to just kind of make the leap into doing, and I never would purchase it. Now that it's here, I feel I'm glad because it pushes me to go ahead and do it. So that's going to be coming up soon. And that, my friends, is the last of the sort of love haul, as I call it, that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's jump on into some other things we want to do tonight. I'm going to check the comment section first, and then we're going to get right back into it. So let's see here. It's a terrible storm in Missouri, Penny. There is a terrible storm here in Texas as well, which is why a lot of the technical issues that I'm having are going on. I finally, did you guys see it? If you were here at the beginning of the video, you got a chance to see that I finally got it right with the video being started in the right angle, already screwed down. I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself. I was. I'm not gonna even lie. I was so proud of myself. Back to the gouache. Okay, so go back to the gouache. Let me grab the gouache right quick. So the gouache. There. It was. So when I unwrapped it, I was unwrapping it because I wanted you all to see how big the tubes were for the gouache set. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. It's 15 milliliters of gouache per tube. And of course, we all know gouache has so many watercolor properties, and they can be blended and mixed together to make many, many other colors and shades and tones. So this is more than enough gouache to do whatever I need to do in order to test. This is ridiculous. It is. I love it. I'm absolutely in love already just from I like Shinhan as a company though, guys. I really do. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to ever review one of their products and give it a good pass if it's a bad product, but I have not personally been disappointed with any of their products that I've tried. So I'm going to show you what I started to work on last night in Patreon, and I'm doing it because it's going to help tie into my next segment of this video, which is going to be a giveaway announcement. And I had to think long and hard about how I was going to do this giveaway. Uh, and it took me a minute to get around to putting it together. So last night inside the Patreon Live for the Creation Station, we explored or started to explore this book. It's a mixed media adventures with Christy Rice. It's what she calls a non-coloring book. And let me explain the concept to you really quickly, and then we're going to move into why I'm showing this to you. So it turns out this is basically a book of digitally pre-printed patterns that's meant for you to build on top of in a mixed media format. It's kind of pages and pages upon pages to kind of force you or to give you the landscape that you need in order to just kind of go mixed media crazy. And by giving you a base, in my opinion, that's one of the things that kind of helps break that white page scare that a lot of artists, especially new artists, can have. All right. So I'm not going into detail about the book, but what I will tell you is you're going to get a really extensive welcome. You're going to kind of get an accolade letter in the front of the book from Amy Tangerine concerning the things that's going on in the book. Of course, as normal with Christie's branding, it's absolutely beautiful. It all ties into each other. Um, it all makes sense. It's all full of magical, joyous things to inspire you and push you into creativity. So cool. You get a letter from Christy. There's going to be supply suggestions. And all of this, again, is leaning an artist into exploring mixed media. Let's keep that in mind. So, not to say that you couldn't use just one medium on one of these pages if you wanted to, but the whole point of this book is to push you to explore beyond what you may be already, you know, used to in your norm. So it tells you how to use the pages, and one of the segments does kind of suggest that you doodle out these 13 different doodles. And the reason it suggests is that because everything after this kind of draws inspiration from this one segment, and it's to kind of force you into repetition. And this is also a really good way to help with those who are trying to learn how to draw. If you are scared of sketching, which I used to be terrified of it. I really did. If you're scared of sketching, I think that some of the repetition in this book, as far as become used to line making and mark making, going to contribute greatly to your sketching once you really get into it. So that's just something I thought I would mention that the book did not necessarily focus on, but I think it kind of hits on anyway. So you're going to get a doodle section and line work section, which is kind of taking you through different lines, helping you get comfortable making different marks, the different things that she titled the lines. Next, you'll have a line work continued. So these are just more lines, suggestions about how to get used to making lines, to build muscle memory on creating strokes. It even gets into stamping and even inserting shapes into your line work. So it covers quite a. It's how am I trying to put this? It's impactful with what it suggests, but it keeps it short, which I think is kind of cool because the rest of the book really is full of pages for you to actually do the exercises on. You're going to get mindset exercises, several of them. You're going to get kind of step-by-step walkthroughs on mixed media project prompts to kind of get your juices flowing, kind of make suggestions about what you may want to use. And that's going to be continued over into this part of the book. Then you're going to get into a combo section, which kind of gives you inspiration on different mediums you may want to use together on these pages, just like suggestions here, like crayons, inks, and gel pens. Down here, maybe some paper and glue. Maybe you're going to pull one of the pages out and make a, I don't know, a flower rosette and glue it to another page. It kind of pushes you to really think outside of your normal art box, right? And then you get into the adventure begins, and the rest of it is basically page upon page of patterns that's meant for you to build upon. I started one last night. I have no idea where it's going or how I'm going to finish it. But I did start one last night in Patreon Live, where, see, I've started to sketch some more into it. So I still have a lot to do to finish it up. But it's a cone flower, and I need to revisit the cone section of it. But I'm sketching in more greenery here. I'm going to be sketching in another flower here, and then I need to figure out how I'm going to fill this end of the page. Once I get the base layer for everything down, then I'll go back in with darkness and contouring and adding in those different lights. But so far, what I've used on this would be watercolor, gouache, color pencils. Who knows what else will end up being thrown at it before I'm done with it. Just wanted to show you the type of things that I've started to do with it. Now, the reason I walked you all through all of it is because now I'm about to get into a giveaway. So, here we go. It's real easy, real straightforward. So I've decided that due to the generosity of wonderful, wonderful supporters, I feel like I need to pay it forward. And I want to share some of the things that's been shared with me, with you. So, let me jump in the comment section and check out what's going on right quick, and then I'll talk about that. I went back to the gouache. I hope you all caught that. Um, what was I supposed to open? Tisa, what were you talking about? Open what? Did I open it? I hope I opened it. I hope I opened whatever you're talking about. Finally caught it live. Hey, I'm glad you finally caught one. Welcome in, Jana. I hope I'm saying that right. Jana, welcome in. I'm glad you finally caught it live. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, the gouache set was big, sis. Sis, I'm trying to tell you. Oh, the mission? Okay. I don't care. You know I'll go back and open it. Here. Look at, isn't that cute? It's so adorable. Okay, I'm sick again. It's so adorable. Oh my god. Let me see. I don't want to cut the palette. I'm gonna be so upset and mad with myself. Okay, let's see. Now you know I have issues getting in packaging, and you disappointed me. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it's cute. Silica gel. Ah, okay. Yeah, I got it. Let's see. Jana. Okay. Welcome, Jana. I'm glad you were able to catch a live. I'm so glad. Yeah, it is odd, Tifa. It is. So it's got these little overlays that tell what the colors are. Oh, but the paints are so beautiful. This is what I love about Magello. Look at these paints. Look at that. Here. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Let's see if I can get it. I hope I ain't just like jubbing it in your face. It's so cute. Look. But the paints are beautiful. They're hand poured, right? You can tell they were liquid at one point. I love the semi-moist. I, I think they're going to be really bright and vibrant from what I remember with seeing them, because Lindsay has reviewed these before. But you guys know me, I have to try stuff for myself sometimes. Although I really, really trust Lindsay's opinion on a lot of different things. Some stuff I just be wanting. I just be like, okay, I need to see if it'll go with my painting style. Because although, you know, I did learn a lot from Lindsay, and that's something that I will always, always own up to. I never proclaim to be a self-taught artist, because I feel like the word self-taught implies that I did it all by myself, and that is not the case. It's not. I am a very, very, very visual learner. So it's really easy for me to like watch a video and pick up on something once. And that's not a gloat, I promise. It's just me explaining why I don't call myself a self-taught artist per se. I feel like I was influenced into the style that I have by a lot of different, already well established artists who I respected. And some of the things that I heard and learned in their classes, I picked up on. And all of those things have combined and melded together into making me the artist that I am today. And I'm still growing and I'm still learning. I love to share what I already know. And as you guys already know, I love to test and review our products. And sometimes I've had people tell me that it could be a bit excessive seeming, but I'm okay with that for this reason. I've always stood behind if I can test something, right? And the people that watch me and trust my word and trust my opinion may see something about it that contributes to helping them, or see something about it that would make them take pause to getting something. Whether it was one or the other, I feel like my job is done. That's what I put it. That's what I put the information out there for. It's never to encourage anybody to get anything, but more so to try to be as detailed as possible and present you with information so that you can then decide whether it's going to work for you. Because I'm pretty sure we're all different, you know. All right. So check the comment section. Then I'm going to announce that giveaway. Let's see. I was close. Okay. Did I get it right the second time? Jana, Jana, Jana. Tisa can tell you I am. Listen, I'll keep trying though till I get it. And once I get it, I got it. Okay. Just know that. But yes, that Mission Gold palette is so cute. Mission Silver, Magello Mission Silver. I want to call everything Mission Gold. Magello Mission Silver palette is so cute. Uh, Jan. Ah, duh. Reed Ken. Jana. Sorry. I am sorry. Jana. Got it. Haha. See. Told you. It'll take me a second. Alright. So, where are we? We are talking about the giveaway. So, here's how this is going to work. Let me show you what you're going to be getting in this little giveaway. So, I put together this little package. No, this does not necessarily include any paints, but it does have a drawing slash water soluble medium in it that you can use. Okay? Alright. So, drinking coffee. I know I'm suspense. I'm making you wait. Of course, you should have already known it's going to include this book. Um, Graciously, when this book was sent, there was two copies, um, and it was one that I wanted to go ahead and explore right away, so that I could see whether or not uh, those uh, it was worth the giveaway, and I feel like it is. I feel like it'll be something that an artist can explore and really have fun with. I'm also going to be including in this giveaway package one set of the water soluble dye base fountain pens. So now you see why I said you would be getting a drawing slash water soluble painting medium, because you can draw with these and then use a wet brush to drag the color out, giving it a very watercolor effect, more like a watercolor dye based watercolor paint. So really cool, really cool. They have a lot of ink in them. So I have them and I'm trying to keep them, tipped up until I get them out. I ordered one of those big boxes of the um, Snow White fountain pens, and it comes with 40 in there. After having two sets for myself, there was literally no reason for me to have all of these pens, so I felt like I needed to share them. And the giveaway will also include the 48 half pan, 24 full pan, the Ready for Joy palette botanical. So, Tisa, I know we kind of hinted around this before giving this palette away, and I knew I wanted to. I just didn't say anything when we were kind of talking about it because I was like, I kind of already have that idea, but I got some other things that I kind of want to put with it. So I didn't say anything. But this is a beautiful palette. It says Happy Painting on the front. Hands down, you know, Christy has some of the, or should I say, Paint Crush has some of the more adorable tins on the market. Um, and she sent me a PR box, and it just so happens this tin was a part of that set, and I previously already purchased this tin. So since I had two, I felt like I needed to share. So that also will be a part of this giveaway. Okay. So you guys know I always give a couple of days for my giveaways, and I want to keep it fair. I like for everyone to get a chance to possibly participate if they want to. I do make a random decision on who the winner is. I typically do it on camera so that everyone can see it. You will never get any type of email or message from me, especially not one asking you for any type of monies, any type of funds, to click on any type of links. That is, no. You will see the video posted either as a video on my standard channel, me going live, or posting the winner in the shorts. But it will be a video. You will hear me talking. You will know for sure it is me announcing the winner. So this is gonna run over the next week. We're gonna keep it really short. I really wanted to end it on my birthday, but I don't feel like that's enough days. May 6th, maybe it is. What's today? May 6th is what, next Monday? Today is, okay, yeah. Let's run it to May 5th. Let's keep it the same as the challenge that I have going on in the Facebook group. Oh, by the way, if you are a member of the Facebook group, go check out the feature section. That's where you can find all the announcements and all the little good stuff that I be talking about. There is a giveaway, a challenge giveaway going on in the Paints, Pencils, Pastels, and Markers Facebook group. You guys have to check it. I want you to be engaging over there. Um, Go look. So it's some goodies over there to be given away too. You might want to take advantage of. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to run this in the same time frame. This giveaway challenge will end May 5th at 11:59 p.m. To win. All you have to do is simply comment under this section or in the comment section of this video, whether you're live or replay. I need you to put it in the comment section, not in the live chat. Put it in the comment section of this video what you find so appealing about art. Why is it so important to you? Why do you love it and like it so much? What happened to make it such a staple? You know, all of it can be summed up into one question. One question. Why is it so important to you? I want to know. I know why it's so important to me, but I really want to know in order to win these little goodies, why is it so important to you? Make sure that you post your answer in the comment section of this video, not the live chat. I will repeat, comment section. So I will be announcing the winner on my birthday, which is May 6th. So you have until 11:59 p.m. the day before Cinco de Mayo, 11:59. So when Cinco de Mayo ends, my birthday starts and the contest is over. And later on in that day, towards the evening, I will be announcing the winner in a little short video. Okay? So that's how that's going to go. It's real simple. See, I made it easy. You just got to type a few little words, you know. Just tell me why it's important to you. For me, it takes me into a place where I'm able to breathe. I do not know if that makes sense to anybody else. My world, my days, my nights are so hectic and so on the go. But when I pick up a brush or a pencil or a pen or chalk or whatever and I start to create, I honestly have an out of body experience. Even if I'm teaching something or talking through something or explaining something, a part of me live and I'm experiencing some of the most joy I've ever experienced. Like even if what I'm painting is a complete fail, just the fact that I was able to get thoughts out of my head in a creative form makes me feel like I'm breathing. The rest of the time everything is so hectic I feel like I'm gasping for breath. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but that's what I love about art. It's not the accolades. It's not. Although I'm very gracious for all the support I get. I'm very gracious for all the things that you do. You all do for me and do for the studio. That's not why I do it. I do it because I feel like I can breathe and I'm able to give back. So many people have helped me along the way. I've learned so much from so many other folks. I just feel like it helps me give back. I'm making a small little contribution to the world. Okay, stepping is over. Was the giveaway? I'm gonna comment section, and if you're still around, then we're gonna do a little painting, just a little. Let me see where we are. We're at 52 minutes. We're almost an hour in, so I'm gonna stay on a few more minutes, and we're gonna get a little urban sketching started. How about that? All right, let me check the comment section and see what's going on. Let's roll back up here. Yeah, Jenna, I got it. I'll be calling your name every time I see you. Like, that's my girl, Jenna, right there. What up, sis? Yeah, I got you. I know you're not excessive. You're thorough. That's why I watch. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do. I try to be thorough, man. Hey, give you what you need. I've used the titanium gouache, the gold 36 set, and the pure pigment set. I love them. I'm just a Magello. I mean, it just is what it is. I just think their paints are so rich and vibrant and beautiful to me. And despite what I've heard other artists say about maybe some of the light fastness of some of the pigments that they're using, or maybe that some of the pigments are so synthetic, or may lean more so towards fluorescence. Whatever, and I'm gonna tell you why I see it that way. I have yet to run across a paint set, and I do mean a paint set that doesn't have, excuse me, some type of an issue that some artist somewhere is gonna take with it. Excuse me, never. So it is me. The only thing that has come close to Magello's line of paints is Shin Hands. So, where we made it. I'm glad you made it too. So is it Junior, JR, JR or Junior? Let me know. Right there. Christy Rice brand. And yep, that's Christy. Thanks. I'm glad y'all like the giveaway. It's real cool. It's actually kind of a lot included in it. And what you have to do to get it is really simple. You know. Come on, people. Y'all know I love y'all. Chrissy is awesome. She's a wonderful personality. Actually, she's helped me learn some stuff too. I'll be honest. My floral work used to be very. If you follow me, I've been on YouTube going back to what 2019, 2020. So I've been on YouTube for about 5 years, going back to 2019. Some of my earlier videos are rough. Oh my God, if you've seen them, they are rough. Even my painting style was really rough. I have evolved and grown a lot, and there's been a lot of people along the way to influence that. And Christy, here recently, over like the last year and a half, has been one of those artists. Because of her, I feel like I've been able to loosen up with my floral work. I've always loved doing flowers, but they were always very detailed, up close, kind of stiff, a lot of layers, a lot of different things on it. But since discovering Christy and really paying attention to some of the things that she teach, I do honestly have to say that I feel like I can attribute a lot of the credit to her for my floral work getting to the level that it is and having more fluidity to it versus being so stiff on the paper, if I'm making any sense. All right. Let's see. I love Chrissy Rice. Yes, she's so much fun. Yes. Yes, good luck everyone in the giveaway. Sheena, I agree. I agree. Good luck for all of you guys. I hope all of you win. I wish I could give it all. I can't give it all away though. I don't have a one. Teacher, you graduate on May 6th? See, special days. May 6th is a special day. It's such an awesome day. This is going to be the 44th year that it has been such an awesome day. I'm just here to tell you, I love it. One of my favorite days. One of my favorite days of the year. Yes, it does. It calms the insane mind. That's what I'm. That's a better description of it. Lets me breathe. Exactly. Yeah, smash that like button. That's what I'm saying. I love it. I love it. See, my folks be on top of it. My folks, they hit the like button. What is, and I've heard other artists that work with other mediums say similar things. Of course, for me, the fluidity of watercolor, the way it moves, it just seems like it should just be washing all your cares away. The way the colors react on the paper and stain or lift based on these different small little minute details that can totally change the way watercolor reacts. I mean, I heard it said when I first started to venture into watercolors, but I soon learned it the hard way with constant painting is that watercolor is one of those things that you have to learn that it's the master, you're the tool, and if you learn to work that way, you will have some beautiful stuff come out. In my opinion. In my opinion. So let's see, pronounce JR. Gotcha. JR. Cool. Hey Don. Oh, good night, Don. Good night, love. I know Don is one of my good artist friends as well, ladies. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, she is in school working on. I don't want to miscall it. I know it's medically. It's medical, I think. Cause her and Tisa were both in school at the same time, and Tisa's just let me know that she's graduating May 6th. I wish I could be there, in all honesty, to see you graduate. No, we never really met, and I hope that doesn't sound kind of creepy. But yeah, that would be the type of support I like to give, especially seeing somebody pass over such a huge, amazing milestone in their life. So midwifery class. That's what it is. So I knew it was something it had something to do with medicine. So I have some really cool friends, man. You know, they smart and they're artistic. What more can you ask for? And in this world where we are all connected through this internet that allows us to reach out and meet people that we may have never met or never got to know in our life. So I just think it's so cool. And I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. Not creepy at all. I do. I really do. And Tisa knows. I feel like, she's kind of been in my art life for a while. I honestly at this point can't tell you when our artistic relationship started. Um, what I can tell you is that it feels like, how you meet people and you kind of click with them in certain areas and on certain levels so well that you tend to forget that you've only known them for a short time. It feels like you've known them longer. It's kind of like that. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. All right. So just stop babbling, Ken. Show the people what you're doing. So we're gonna do a little of this. I'm taking stuff down off of the wall, or should I say the curtain in front of me, so I can show you all what I've been working on, or what we're working on, and what I've been working on. Okay, so let me get this phone open right quick, and I want to show you the picture. So, as you know, April is. Oh, let me show you that first. That's the flower of the cone that you saw in the mixed media book. So that's the reference photo that I was using to sketch that. Now, hold on a minute. I have to find the one for what we're talking about now. Okay, here we go. So, as you know, April is Plain Air Month, and I have been encouraging you all to get out and paint if you possibly can. Painting outdoors is going to help improve your observation skills. And the more you observe things in nature and how imperfect they actually are, the more it will lean to you learning to be a little bit more accurate and realistic if you're trying to when you're painting away from a certain object. For instance, I'll give you an example. If I was to ask everybody that's following now, that's watching now, to put out a piece of watercolor paper, grab a brush, and paint me a tree, everyone here will probably end up painting something that looks similar. And the reason is because we all think we know what a tree looks like. We've passed a tree so many times in our life. We've climbed them. I've fallen out of them and broken many limbs, playing Superman and Star Trek and all these other type of things as a kid. So, we think we know what these objects look like. The truth of the matter is, trees are so vastly different that you could truly never know what one may look like unless you're actually looking at it, you've snapped a picture of it, and you're staring at it. You know what I mean? Because tree A is not going to be like tree B. There are going to be so many differences that you will learn to observe when you start painting outside and painting in front of a natural object if landscapes are something that you aspire to paint. So, another great idea and another great reference that I did touch on in the plain air painting video that I put out not too long ago, so you can definitely go check it in the video list. Um, if you want to check it out. It goes a little bit more into detail than what I'm saying now. But basically, one of the tips that was given in the video is that if for some reason you can't paint outside, one of the greatest suggestions that I can make to you is to take your own reference photos. Okay? Take your phone, take your camera. When you're out, you're going to the mall, you're going to make groceries, you're going to visit sis, you're going to visit your good Judy, you whatever. You're going to kick it with your girls after work function, whatever you may be doing in your life. As you pass these beautiful moments, snap a shot of it. Take your phone out. I mean, most of us have our phones in our hands 50% or more of the time anyway, being honest. So snap a picture of something that you want to take back and use your own reference photo. I have found that that is going to help you grow in insight and being able to see a lot more than maybe taking a reference photo that someone else gave you. And I'm not sure why it makes such a difference, but it does. So All of that leads to me saying, I knew that when we got started tonight, I checked the weather report. The initial idea for this part of the live, believe it or not, I was actually going to be trying to do a camera switch from this location to the patio outside so we could actually be outside and I would kind of paint or get started painting on what I'm doing now. But checking the weather report a couple of days in ahead, trying to, plan for this video, there was an 80% chance of thunderstorming all evening. And let me tell you, it has not been disappointing. So, what I did earlier was to snap a picture of what I was going to be painting from my patio at the exact time of day that was presenting the lighting that I wanted. That way, I can bring it back into the studio and use it. Now, you're looking at this and you're going, it's the side of an apartment building. Well, yeah. You want to get started urban sketching? All you have to do is open your front door. Paint what's around you. Paint what makes you comfortable. What makes you comfortable. Paint what you're used to seeing. You know, those are great places to start, especially if you're diving into an area of art that you've never truly explored before. It's really cool to have something tangible that you're used to hang on to. So I felt like, okay, I'm not a real urban sketcher, but I want to become one. So one of the first projects that I would work on would be something that I know I see every day. Maybe something that has the details kind of burned into my memory. So every day when I walk out of my front door and I'm leaving out, I see the apartment building directly in front of me, and it's that one, you know. So I snapped a picture of it. And it fits into urban sketching because it's outside landscape, more of architectural painting. And that's what I decided to do. So I took that picture, I turned it black and white, and I printed it out. Why did I do that? Turning a picture black and white is going to help you see the values more. I'm able to see in more detail where my darkest shadows go, and in more detail where my lightest lights go. So this is a great trick and technique for two things. One, helping you see the value, and number two, if you happen to be someone who is not really keen on drawing or sketching yet, especially if you're someone who, I don't know, may need a ruler in order to get your lines straight and things of that nature, which I don't draw straight lines. I don't use a ruler, but I don't really draw straight lines. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. I don't think any artist does that I know of. Anyway, so this is great if you wanted to actually lay a piece of paper down on the top of this, put it on a light behind it, like a light board, and trace. There's nothing wrong with tracing your own reference photo. It's still all yours. And I don't want people who trace as a humble beginning to drawing to be shamed or feel that they should be embarrassed. I promise you, a lot of artists trace. As a matter of fact, whether people are willing to admit it or not, some of the greatest artists in the world used machines and mechanisms which reversed imaged what they were painting onto paper so that they could trace it. It's just that simple. Don't get mad at me. I'm just a messenger. It happened. It did. It's in too many history books. It happened. So with that being said, don't ever, ever, ever feel embarrassed if when you start off you trace. It's going to help build great muscle memory and it's going to help you grow in sketching. Of course, the object is to move away from tracing and being able to do it freehand. But don't feel bad if that's where you have to start. And I also throw out, some people don't want to draw. Some people just really want to paint. So tracing is good for them. So I transferred that onto a piece of paper or a piece of sketch paper that would be the size of the paper I would be painting on, because as you guys know, I do not like to draw directly on the watercolor paper. Now this is the watercolor sketchbook that we did the daffodil in not too long ago. Um, I've already transferred really lightly this image into my watercolor sketchbook by putting graphite lightly on the back. placing it on the page, and then going over my pencil lines with a pen that served two purposes. It transferred it into my book, and it also gave me a traceable that I can present to my Patreon members, whom I'm always trying to hook up. Always trying to hook up. Always. All right. That other paper sticking out the back, it's a composition I'm working on for an upcoming video. I'll move that to the side. I don't want to spoil it. So here's the thing. I did all of that, and I still had not decided on what paints I wanted to use until this very second in order to try to pull this off. And they're not sitting by me either. I'm just gonna tell you that. So y'all talk about it real bad for a second behind my back while I'm not looking at the screen. No, I'm just joking. While I grab the paints that I'm gonna use in order to do this. All right, I got. Sorry about the camera shake. All right, so I am using De La Roni Aqua Fine, and they are mighty fine, in my opinion. One of my favorite paints, and I'll take that to the bank any day of the week. All right, I'm gonna stick those up there out of the way. I'm gonna leave that there. I don't know if I'm gonna go with that exact color scheme in all honesty, if the truth be told. I think I want to change the color of the building. Now here's one of the things I do say to you guys on a very regular basis. Reference photos are just that. They're references. Now if I was actually painting in front of it, I'd probably paint exactly what I see. I would suggest you paint exactly what you see to start off with. And then, you know, as you progress, you can change things to suit your fancy however you would like. But in the beginning, I think it's very important that you learn to draw and paint what you see. And give me just a second, I'm just cleaning up this palette a little bit so I have some mixing room. Check the comments really quick. We all need a little drama for fun. See, my first kid day, it was so amazing. Sight of sounds, people walking by, hanging out, and letting me sketch and paint in peace. Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Diva. I am. I'm glad you enjoyed. See, and those are the type of experiences I'd be liking to hear about. I bet you're so cool. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch the movies, and the artists would be outside painting, and people would walk by. I'm glad they left you in peace, because I tried to paint outside before several times, and everybody, and I do mean everybody, it would seem like they were lining up. Oh, what are you doing? What are you painting? Oh, where'd you learn it? You know, I barely got any painting done. You know, it's a conversation. I'm gonna start off by putting in some darks. I do have that picture that I turned black and white hanging on the wall in front of me, directly in front of me, so I can use it as a value reference. So I think I'm gonna start off by putting in darks, and I'm gonna repeat. I'm not sure how far we're gonna get with this tonight, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So I'm gonna take some burnt. Burnt sienna. I've got a really thin brush here. What is this? This is a number 2 round. Really not big enough for me to be mixing anything with it, truth be told, but I'm gonna make it work. I am mixing a gray here. Now there is a Payne's gray included, and I'm gonna put a little dab of that in as well. But I'm starting this mixture with my ultramarine and my burnt sienna for this reason. I want to use these colors throughout the rest of the painting, so it's going to help for me to maintain color harmony if I mix my gray from those two, or in this case 3, because I am going to add some of that Payne's gray to it. It's a lovely color, and it's one of my faves. All right, so let's get started with some darks here. I'm going to start with the Windows section. I should have started on the other side of the page, but it's done now. We're gonna keep on kicking. It's not all that dark, is it? And it has a window pane on the top and the bottom. That's not as dark as I thought it was gonna be. Let's drop a little bit more. We're gonna keep this loosey goosey. Alright. I am going to angle this. Always turn your sketchbook, angle your sketchbook to where you are comfortable. I find it the most comfortable to pull my stroke towards me. So I angle my sketchbook as I'm painting to make that type of stroke easier. And I want to drop some more paint in there. I'm probably going to darken those, but we'll have to wait to see if I want to get those any darker. Alright, let's see, where else do we have shadow? We have some more windows here, but that window's going to end up going into shadow on the right side here. Alright, so alright. It's gonna be dark here. Now here's the thing, when I transfer my sketches into my watercolor book, I normally use a ballpoint pen. I'm telling you, I'm giving away a secret now. I normally use a ballpoint pen. I'm gonna tell you why. It will kind of indent into paper, kind of makes marks if you press too hard. And I'm going to turn this again to make it easier for me to paint. And I'm trying to stay within the little guidelines that I made myself. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not following my picture there on the phone in front of me. I want to make sure that I'm putting the shadow in the right places because it's going to lend to the 3D effect, making it kind of come off the paper, you know. Alright. And see, I need to paint down this side. I need to be careful because I have to leave a white sliver there. Alrighty. And I'm gonna go back in, drop in a little more paint. I'm probably gonna mix a lot more of that dark because I want that dark, and that's actually not dark enough. It's more of a lighter gray because of the amount of water that was in it, but that's fine. You know what I tell you, make it work, make it work. And I should probably move on to putting a sky in as well. Putting the grass on the ground. Let's see. So we're gonna have sky running. I don't think I'm gonna wet the background because I don't want it to get too uncontrollable. I'm gonna grab a 1/4 dagger and I'm going to start with some cobalt. Add some water to it. Make a wash here. I think that's going to be enough to cover the little area I needed to. Add some more cobalt to it, and then I'm going to add some ultramarine to it as well. Alright, let's see here. I want to tilt my book up so I can see. Is it taped down? It's not. Let's hope this is going to handle this water without buffering. Start at the top of the paper, drag it across. Add some water to my brush. And I did just get some in the top of my roof, so I'm going to have to lift that out. And I'm just keeping it really simple for the sky. Well, there's no more that I have to lift out because I'm trying to be fancy. Try not to turn it instead of just doing what I've told you guys I should do, which is turn it so I can drag my stroke towards me. So now I have quite a bit of glue to lift out of that roof. Try it rather fast. And I need to add more water to it. I've got trees over here. Let's see. I'm trying not to get it anywhere I don't need it. I'm trying to blend that so the line won't be so harsh. And I'm going to show you something in just a second. I just want to make sure I got that where it should be for right now. That. And I'm going to put it here. I'm trying to see my lines. If you're wondering what I'm doing, is I'm like, what is he trying to paint into? What? I'm trying to see the lines. I did alter it just a little bit, and now I'm trying to prevent a background because I don't want a background in my sky. So I have to actually repaint the whole thing. Don't be scared to do that. Don't be scared. I'm okay with it. But I did not want it to be streaky, nor did I want a background in it. So I'd rather have it bluer than I intended for it to be versus having a background. This is an interesting paper. This is the first time I've used watercolor on it. The first time I use this paper, I just used gouache. This is the first time I've used a watercolor on it. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends up painting out. Let's see, I need to do some blue on this side. I think I drew it so that none of the buildings in the background I'm trying. To piece all this together. Let's see. That's the top of the tree. I mean the bottom of the tree, which is why I stopped it there. The green should flow on top of that blue with no problem. Okay. I'm okay with that. Just don't want it to background. So I better leave it alone. Alright. Put a little grass on the ground really quickly. Y'all want to mix a green? I think we should, right? We've been mixing everything else. Grab a little ultramarine. And this is Gambo's Hue, I believe it is. I'll grab enough. Put a little bit more fluid. This brush holds a lot of water, man. See there? This brush holds so much water. If you don't like rinse it off properly or get the extra water off of it, is that right? It's a little bit more yellow in that picture than mine is. Let me make a bigger puddle of it. There we go. I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit more yellow in it. Let me put some yellow open in it. That's gonna take it more so towards an olive tone. That'll work. Put some darks in it later. So I'm gonna drag this across the bottom. Let me see. That's the building. So all of this. Of course, I'm gonna go back and put grasses and some extra color shades in this. Just let my paint brush run out of paint. As I drag it, some of it ends up being dry brushing. Maybe I can make some different textures in it. Not quite like the paint, the picture, but it'll be cute. I really should have taped this down. Put some tape on the back of this page and then clipped it down in the book. Just trying to get a flatter wash, like so. Okay. I think I'm okay with that for right now. I don't know if I like that green now that it's on the paper. I think this paper takes gouache a little bit better. I really do. We're gonna see. We're gonna see about that. I think it takes gouache just a little bit better. Put some shadows in the grass, especially right up under the building. Because if it's sunny with the way that building is, when it's sunny, the shadows kind of, you know, beam away because the top of the building, the sun is kind of reflecting off the top of the building. Okay. Um, you can see some of those like little white, um, what do you call those things? Those little white weedy flowers that always grow in a little cluster. Like you can see those. I'm not gonna. Where the white on the building is, I think I'm gonna end up going back in with a white paint pen to outline because that area was so small. I'm pretty sure I covered it with a lot of different things. Let me finish with putting in, because I just kind of abandoned putting in the darks, didn't I? No one said anything. Yeah, just let me do it. So I need to go back and. Now, in case you guys don't know, this is a great paint. I love it. But of course, if you've seen my review on it, you know that already. I actually think this is going to be much more cooler and much darker than the original one I mixed. Which is fine. I'll go back and change them all. And see, that's what I mean by I'm definitely going to have to put that white gel pen down to really go back and separate that dark. These are things that I see while I'm painting, so I can keep them in mind. As I'm working through this stuff, I'm going to repaint that entire line. Don't want anything in the background in there. Try to keep that as straight as possible. It's hard. Then come over here and do this one. Again, trying to paint as straight as possible. Not always as easy as it sounds. See, I constantly go outside my guidelines, which is why I typically don't work with guidelines. If you've noticed when I do artwork, especially with pen, I put the pen in last. That's why. Because when I have guidelines to follow, for some reason, my mind constantly pushes me to go out. It's constantly rebelling against the grain. You know, just can't take me nowhere like my mama used to say. All right, where else we got some darks at? We have darks. We have a bit of a shadow. It goes off the side of this rail. Comes down like this. Back in, and then down again to the bottom of the building, and to the line. All right, and that's open, and all of this is filled in on this side of that pipe that hangs down the side of the building. And all of this is filled in. And I did kind of take it down too, because I went into the pipe area. That's okay. We're gonna let that reflect right on over there. I'm gonna drop a little bit more dark in, just to make sure. Starting with enough of a dark value to be able to kind of deduce what my midtones should be. All right, let's see. Do we have any other extreme shadow we need to do? I don't see. Well, there's some right above this window that we missed. And then there's some here in this corner of the shafting of the where the shingle come off the side of the building. And then there's a little back here in between that pipe. And see, all of those are really dark, so I want to get all of it too. And you can actually start to see it kind of taking shape. Let's see. I'm gonna go. So there's that white strip on the end of the building there, and so the shadow kind of extends out beyond the building a little bit. Now I'm gonna end up repainting because I missed this. Okay, and it stops there, right there on the corner. And it goes back down to the... Now that's actually that little white part on the, that little, what am I trying to say? The siding on the window pane. So I am going to end up going back in with a white gel pen in some areas in order to bring back lights that I did not want to get rid of, but that's okay. And as you know, I'll repaint an area if I wet it by accident to keep from having back runs. Alright, I think I got it all darks. I'm gonna check comments. What y'all think so far? I think so far it's heading in the right direction. Oh no, I need to put some darks here in the top of the roof. Gotta be careful. Yeah. Alright, that's really dark. Right there. I'm just painting what I see. And then there's a dark area right here. Yeah. Right there. And right there. Alright. And do I see any darks over here on this side? No, because I kind of cropped it off and cut it. Okay, cool. So, there we have that. Well, I guess you can consider that dark. See, it's always... Let me finish it up. Finish it up, Ken. So, this light here has dark under it. Kind of to the side of it a little bit. Then this had these little components down here were like the power company has their meters. That has some dark under it here. And then it has a shadow going down the left side of it. Okay. Keep this. Alright. And then it has a tidbit of shadow right up under it, right here where those pipes divide. Alright. I'm gonna give this a second to set up. I think we're good on the darkest shadows. I'm gonna give this a second to set up. Because I want to scrub that blue out there in the top of that roof so that, and I'm scared because I use the cobalt, it may stain a little bit, but we'll see. Check the comment section out. Let me bag up. bag up for a second. Thank you so much, my nerd. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, let me see. You're not playing there at 75 degrees. It's got to be warm outside. Okay, not for to have me outside freezing, talking about some paint. No, sir. I paint in watercolor. Excuse me. That stuff will freeze up. No, I'm just joking. No, no. Try drawing straight lines, huh? That's easier said than done. I've been attempting to do that for as long as I can remember. Even in fashion school, straight lines used to kill me. Now, what's funny is I can cut a straight line. I can cut, like if I'm cutting fabric, like I don't need to like necessarily use a ruler to measure a straight line. I can cut along a thread pretty easy. And I've never understood that, but I cannot draw a straight line to save my life. Um, yeah, I used it for the indent. That's exactly what was done with this one. My pen wasn't empty though because I always go over my over my sketches to ink them in order to put them on Patreon for my Patreon users as traceables. So I always do make sure that there's something in there. Um, let's see. I didn't use a flat brush because I really wanted to use the, the dagger. Honestly, I've just kind of gotten in the habit of using it for a lot. It's very handy and versatile. Daleroni watercolors, you should definitely give them a try, Don. If you never tried them, I think they're very underrated. I think that because they are a European brand, and the only one that is readily available in the United States are the Aquafine. People have just naturally pushed them into a category that I think that if they actually give them a chance, they may discover they have some different opinions about it. You can print outlines with my inkjet printer and it doesn't run if I make the lines light gray and barely visible. Well, that's cool. I'm not sure if that printer I have runs or not. I don't think I've ever tried to paint on anything I print. No, I feel it doesn't run because um, for one of the first Patreon lives I done not too long ago was to photocopy one of those or to print out one of the pages from that Christy Wright art journal that she had downloadable on her website. And I used that printer to print that. And the lines were actually pretty dark if you remember. But it didn't run either. So, yeah, I think, um, I don't think mine is an inkjet either, though. I would have to get up and go look. Good night, Penny. Sorry if I missed saying good night with you. I'm looking forward to you joining us for another one as well. All right. Um, let's see. Everybody's saying night. See there, you using data. I say Tisa can attest to um, they only are good. They are good. I really like them. Paul Rubin's third generation in Bluetooth. I haven't tried those. Um, I want to also try the ones that come in the new kind of swirly tins. One of them's black, one of them's pink. Now I've tried the original professional set. I've tried quite a few Paul Rubin things. I tried the original professional set. I tried their student grade set in the full pans. I've tried their candy color watercolors, which are only available in the Asian market. I've tried their guac paints, which I absolutely love. I've tried their opaque watercolors, which, you know, they're decent. They're pretty good. I don't like the way that they crack. I really would have thought that the guac paints would have cracked more because they're more of a hybrid than the opaque watercolors were. But I did do some reading on their opaque watercolor set. And from what I understand, the formulation was created with gouache in mind without being a gouache. So they don't necessarily dry down the best. And I'm not sure if those are the type of paints that by adding glycerin or honey, if they're going to, not the opaque set, like if they'll reactivate right. So I just drive them down without putting any extra humectant in it. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, they're okay. But I just don't like the way they crack. But I think the guaca paints are pretty outstanding. And they work really good as a hybrid or using them more towards a gouache style by using them thicker, sort of like you can do with Genze Temba or Genze Tembi, however you want to pronounce it. So, yeah. What was that? Night, Shannon. I know I'm kind of late saying night, people. Yes, the third generation is awesome, but the fourth generation has better pigment, stronger color. But I think that's where they differ from each other. That's not very nice. Once they sell out, they won't be making any more. So they won't be making any more of the third or the fourth generation. Because I need to get my hands on some of them before they decide to get rid of all of them. The tubes oddly are iffy. On the student grade, yes, the student grade set, if that's what we're talking about, yeah, now the student grade half pan or the student grade full pans, should I say? Now this set is more like the Rosa Gallery. It's more like the Rosa Gallery set, or more like the Sonnet set from the company that makes White Knights. So this is the Paul Rubens student grade set that I like. I think it's actually a pretty decent, a pretty nice set if you get your hands on it. Looks a lot like, and I do mean a lot like, the Rosa Gallery or the White Knight student grade set, which is the Sonnet set. So um, really decent paints. Now the two version of this, I don't like all that much. Mm, it's got some. It's got some giving me bad backache vibes to it. For real, for real. Bad backache vibes. Dalaroni. Yeah, now Dalaroni has several lines. They have the okay, and arguably there are going to be people who disagree with this and argue about this, and so be it. This is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it based on the qualities and the use that I've had. So, um, my little kid, my little nephew got this little saying. He say, "Argue with you." I say, I'm gonna just say, "Argue with yourself." He be saying something else, I'm gonna pop him upside his little peanut head. Um, but and I don't mean that in an abusive way. Let me clear it up for YouTube. I absolutely love my nephew, and I would never ever do anything to harm a precious hair on his little hard head at all, ever. So De La Roni is actually Aquafine is actually a entry level professional paint. The set that they use to target students is actually the De La Roni graduate watercolors. Now, you may also know that De La Roni makes a introductory line of paints, and they are called the De La Roni Simply watercolors. I just happen to have a few of some tubes here because I panned some of them up a couple days back. So you have the Simply line, which is their more kind of beginner entry level. You just getting started with watercolors or acrylics or oils because the Simply line makes a lot of different art products. Then you step up from the Simply line, which is their introductory line, into the graduate line, which is more of their student grade line of products. That's where you're going to get watercolors and oils and acrylics and oil pastels and all the different mediums that are stamped with the graduate, are what they use to target students or into collegiate. Now, from there, you step up into a really funny area because you're going to have some people who call Aquafine student grade based on what they have heard other people say. There are some people who are going to tell you that Aquafine is student grade and has never used a brushstroke of the paint. And they're basing it solely on things that they've heard other artists that they may trust, who may have heard other artists that they trust said, but haven't actually used the paints. But when you put these paints to paper, I'm sorry, there are some qualities to them that are well beyond just the practice realm. On top of the fact that if you check the pigments, these are some light, fast pigments included. Now, I'm not saying I love every single one of the colors in the Aquafine line, because that's not the truth. I don't love every single color in the Mission Gold line, and that's my favorite professional brand of paint. But arguably, Daleroni Aquafine is one of the better entry grade or step up from student into professional. I put them, as I've said in their review video, on the same level as like the original Paul Rubens 24 half pans. I put them on the same level as my White Knight full pans. I put them on the same level as the White Knight tube set, which I am currently doing field tests with and eventually getting around to putting a review together on, which I haven't decided about that. I think I'm going to just do a comparison video where I compare the White Knight tubes against the White Knight full pen set that I have versus doing a tube review and then doing a comparison video. Yeah, just that's a lot. Wouldn't make sense. Okay, and so you went from graduate up to Aquafine, which is put on the entry level professional RAM, and then from here you step up into another line of paints known as the Daleroni Professional. Those are very hard to find in the US market. And typically when you do find them, they are expensive and they come with this crazy shipping fee attached to them. So, and I think it's because that particular line is not as popular here. And because it says professional on that line, a lot of people just naturally jump to assume that Aquafine was student. But it is my determination to continue to break the standard and the mold on that line of thought because I honestly do not put these paints on a student grade level. So there's that on all that. Good night, Don. I am about to jump off. I am. I know I've been on for quite a while, and I've really enjoyed hanging out with you all. I did the bulk of what I wanted to do. What this video really was about was to kind of show you guys live, do that little art haul live, and to do the giveaway announcement live. And I've gotten started with this little sketch. I really like the direction that it's going in already. You can already see the building started to pop off of the sketchbook page. So I'm really excited about where it's gonna go. I'm gonna finish it up. I will be posting some pictures in the community section here on YouTube once it's finished. And more than likely it'll also be posted on Instagram so that you'll get a chance to see it. I'm gonna run through the comments real quick just so I can make sure I don't miss anything. And then I am going to say goodnight to everyone. So we start with the tubes are a little crazy. Later on, I have a little cost. Have the tubes to replace my pens when they run out. You can buy the pens from Syracuse Art Supply for $3 for two pens. Oh, that's what's up. $3 for two pens. Checking that out. Hold on. I think I got that in my notes already. The art store. Great. Say goodnight to Don. Everybody said goodnight to Don. Everybody loves Don. It's all about the palette. Yeah, the palette is, if you're talking about the Daleroni palette, it's really cute. Yeah, they're really, really underrated. And I would buy a bigger, but I have so much paint, I need to stop. Shh. Man, listen, let me tell you, I was on a no buy this year. You guys did all that. Like, the lady in my leasing office, you know, she was like, "Do I need to come to your house and go shopping? Because you got all the supplies down there." I mean, it's like, I wasn't embarrassed because I love it, you know. I love sharing it. Yeah, girl, come watch the YouTube channel. Come see what all this stuff is. You might learn something. You may discover something you want to do, something new. Uh, let me see. Yeah, the tools are usually different in some ways versus the paintings, no matter what the paint. Yeah, let me see. Have I used any paints? The Pretty Excellent. The Pretty Excellent paints. I would have to say that those tubes are pretty dang on close to the pans. I mean, extremely close. That is definitely the thing. I haven't reviewed those paints yet. I'm talking too much, but okay, I don't mind dropping that bean. If I had to say, in my 5 years of doing this, testing and reviewing paints, the set of paints that I have found the closest formulation that I've used, let's make that clear, that I've used where I've used both the paint have to be the Pretty Excellent. Those tubes are amazingly close to the half pans. I wouldn't have any reservation at all about refilling those half pans with those tubes. Um, let's see. Thanks for explaining it to those of us who are new. Oh, no problem, Diva. And you know, you're gonna find some people that have different opinions from mine. But this is what I've discovered from my research and from actually going back, doing the reading on their history, doing the reading on the dates in their paints were released as far as their line of products is concerned, and actually talking directly with representatives from De La Roni, um, over in the headquarters versus someone who is just distributing the product here in the U.S. If I'm making sense. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the paint. So I'm gonna definitely buy more. I want to buy that big De La Roni half pan set that's got the entire range in it. I love the way that palette look. It is. I've been seeing it on Instagram. Um, I don't know if I saw it on Amazon, but it's the full De La Roni half pan set. That palette is so cute. Like, even if you don't use De La Roni paints, like, the palette is cute. Um, let's see. I bought the milling tubes and the new 52 pan set. I haven't been ventured into any other pans beyond the original 36 set. But I'm still very in love with those. Milling, Superior, Mungio, Paul Rubens, all made by the same company. Um, I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that. Now, Millian and Paul Rubens are definitely, without any doubt, made in the same factory. Now, Superior has been around for an extremely long time. They have been white labeling and private labeling products for budget art companies for as long as the budget art world has been around. So if it so happens that Mei Liang and Paul Rubens is a different division of Superior that was started, I'm not sure, which could very well be the case, where they started a factory that produced a better grade of paint than the Superior line, which, in all honesty, is absolutely fantastic as far as a student grade paint goes. Superior is amazing. Now, Mungyo is not produced in China. That factory for Mungyo is actually in Korea. And the Mungio paints have a completely different formulation from Medellin, Superior, or any other Paul Rubens released paints. So I'm not sure if maybe they're sister companies, but what I do know is that they are definitely produced in two completely different Asian countries in different parts of the world. So um, even if I was going to say Medellin, Superior, and Paul Rubens were made by the same, I definitely could not throw Mungio into that mix. And if you've painted with any Mungio paints compared to Superior or Paul Rubens or Medellin, you can see like immediately from opening Mungio paints, you can see how different they are. They have a natural texture and granulation to the paint. Let me show you what I mean. Uh, so here is my house set of Prima Marketing Paints. Prima Marketing Paints is basically a crafting company that produces art products as well, and they have their half pan paints white labeled by Mungio. So this is what a Mungio paint looks like. As you can see the tech right away. It's so easy to tell their paints because right away, even on those that haven't been painted in, it has this little denty, bubbly texture to it, right? Versus, now I'm gonna show you one made by Superior. Um, where is it? Okay. Now this is the original 36 count of Doodle Hall. This paint set has changed since they originally released it. This is the release from 2019, and from what I understand, they Doodle Hog has changed who they're working with to manufacture their paints. But I do wholeheartedly believe that originally, when they released this 36 count set, which was back in like 20 timeline, they were being white labeled by Superior. You can automatically see the difference. Superior paint, especially when they come directly from Superior, they carry this indent, this divot, this dimple that they get into them right away, even after you've only been painting with them for a short amount of time. So these are the little differences and the little nuances that I notice in paints in order to kind of help me distinguish the difference between who may be possibly making them. Now let's be clear. None of us truly know for sure who's making any of this stuff. A lot of it is complete speculation, and a lot of it is being based on the painting experience that we may have as artists. But unless you actually work directly for the company, or unless you happen to be someone who has a direct inside link to someone who is in there staring the formula in the batch, none of us truly really know any of this, especially when we start talking about companies that white label or private label their products from these major factories. So those are the differences and the little nuances that I've noticed between all of those that were listed in that row. Um, just about to ask that. Insecurity of Academy and Paul Rubens, the artist, so to speak. Yes, yes, definitely. I would definitely agree with Millie Yang being the Academy and Paul Rubens being the artist. I'm still not sure if Superior is made in that same factory. Um, Let me see. The 36 Doodle Hog formulation is completely different from the 48. Yes, it is. And you actually find that in a lot of brands. Here's the thing, and I've noticed from personals being able to speak to this personally. For a lot of you who do not know, I am soon going to be releasing art products under the Defiant Art branding. I've been working in the background with factories overseas in order to get quite a few products produced. And the one of the first ones that I started to work on has come into fruition, and I actually have the product here right now sitting in this room with me. The only thing is I was not completely happy. The post production, in my opinion, did not look like the pre production sample as it should have. So I'm in communication with the factory to see what we can do in order to rectify some of the issues that I have with the product, the final product, especially due to the fact that I am not paying international shipping to ship that back. This has been quite an ordeal. This has been something that has been mauled over and going back and forth between design and production for a year now. So I'm kind of at the end of my rope, so to speak, with some of the patience it takes in order to get certain things done, depending on the factory that you work with. Now, some of the other products that I have in line coming out are working. I'm working with other factories, and I said that to bring me to this point. There are times when you will find that the 24 half pan set is completely different from the 36 half pan set. It's completely different from the 48 half pan set. And the reason is whenever you have a small company, like say myself, Doodle Hog, because Doodle Hog is not nearly as big as say Durham, or like Karen Dosh. One of my favorite budget brand companies, Artwell. When you have companies like that, you will find that they sometimes have to go where the price is the best. They're not producing their own paints. They're ordering really large volumes at one time. So they're having to source this from factories that already have a pre-existing catalog that they can order from, tweak, twerk a little bit, choose their favorites from the batch, rename, redesign, um, and they may not can always get the same palette, the same palettes from the same manufacturer. For instance, let's just say I release a 24 half pan palette. The company that I worked with and that I found that had a great paint that I wanted to stand behind, they may not release a 36. They may not have a 36 for me to choose from or even put that together. So I may have to go to another factory for that. And you find that a lot of time with budget companies, which is why you will find such a difference in quality from set to set, because odds are they're not even produced in the same factory. Uh, 36 color palette better than 40. I usually email the companies myself before I swatch and compare. Sometimes they'll tell me, sometimes they won't. But I get that. Yeah, I've emailed quite a few companies who don't even acknowledge me, especially when I start to talk about. Now, if I tell them that I review one of their products, they'll take a little sneak peek sometimes. Some of them responding back and say something. But if I start to ask them about formulation, who made the paints, where they come from, what's the light fast information, what's the pigment information, crickets. I have yet to get a response. The only company that has ever responded to me in that matter would be Artwell. Outside of them, no other company has ever truly answered my question on that. So I am going to hit the bed now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really, really love you. We've been on live a long time. I'm getting delirious. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm going to finish this up. I will post pictures. Hopefully, you enjoyed tonight's live. Don't forget to give the live a little boop, sprinkle a little love, give it a thumbs up. Remember that if you're posting your comment for the giveaway, it needs to be posted in the comment section under the video, not tonight's live chat. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget to catch Tisa, tomorrow. Your video is coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning. The journal release walkthrough tour is coming out, where all the journals are going to be uploaded to Etsy throughout the day tomorrow, so they will all be available. I'm going to be uploading them as quickly as possible starting tonight, and the video will drop in the morning. I love you all. Thank you so very much. Appreciate your support. Have a great night. Talk to you later.